Do not go to Japan before watching this video. Bring back shame. You're going on some dead people bodies and getting your rocks off. And you're old. They were like in their 60s. So it's like, have you no shame? When I saw that it was Japan, my heart broke. Why? Once again, because I like Japan. I don't want to have any of my rights or restrictions. Like, I don't want to have extra restrictions on my freaking life out there. Hey guys, my name is Angie. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new, welcome back. If you're not, hey, how you doing? For today's video, I want to go ahead and take a new aspect to my content. I wanted to go ahead and kind of have like a reaction style to a lot of the news I've been seeing recently, and I wanted to go ahead and get you guys' input on it. So throughout the video, if you find any like points that you wanted to discuss on, you could go ahead, pause, link the time, and then leave a comment so that we could have like an open discussion style. So the first thing I want to do before we even get started with the videos that we're going to be watching on the channel is we're going to talk about the term that's used to describe everyone that's going to be mentioned in the video, which is called Meiwaku Gaikokujin. And this basically means nuisance foreigners in Japan who are acting awry, acting crazy, acting like they don't have any common sense, acting like their mama didn't raise them right, and all of that stuff. Let's get into it. All right, so the first video we have for the episode is going to be talking about the woman that was doing the pull-ups on the torii gates in Tokyo. I believe the shrine was Ie Shrine, the one with the has like a bunch of inari that just looks like Fushimi Inari in Kyoto. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. The one thing not to do. This was wrong with the is these foreigners coming in. Not me though. I'm not like the other girls.
That was stupid. I don't like people making stupid comments. But yeah, so it was a quick clip. These are one of the only few people who actually have the clip because she removed the video and then Japan decided to remove the videos from their platforms too. Basically, yeah, she was trying to do some fitness challenge on a shrine, and my thing is, if you're going to do these type of things, you need to be aware of where you're going and the rules and regulations in the area. Because like the way that I see a lot of people like kind of acting out whenever it comes to Japan is the same thing. You can't do that in Venezuela. You can't do that in Mexico. You know, it's like almost everyone's very much aware of what has to do in like different countries. But whenever they come to Japan, they kind of see it as a playground. That's my take on that. But step one, don't do that. All right, the next one is going to be a short from Tokyo World JP, and let's get into it. He should have did a backflip and just got injured. Let's see. There's FNN articles. This is in Japanese, but my computer just translated it. As the number of foreign tourists increased, there have been a series of incidents of nuisance behavior by foreigners. This time it has happened at a convenience store in Shibuya. A video was posted of foreigners climbing onto the roof and signboard of the Family Mart. The man, who appeared to be a store employee, warned him, but he refused to come down, and the police were eventually called in. So this is just a Japanese news article that is talking about the situation a little bit. They're being very descriptive of the whole situation, like showing like scene by scene in the video, talking about it. There was more to this disturbing video. Let's see. The video showed a man who appeared to be a convenience store employee noticing the commotion, gesturing for the people to get off the roof. However, the foreign man refused to get off, so the store clerk, unable to bear the sight, headed to the nearby police station to ask for help. They started calling the police. What are you doing? Let's run. And then the two of them panic, but it's too late. They say, oh my God, the police. No, don't get up there. The foreign men were verbally reprimanded by the police officers and sent home, but it seems that they were causing trouble by going too far, but breaking the rules is a big no-no. This article is from August 13th, and the only thing I have to say about this one is if you think that Japan, once again, is going to be a big old playground, don't go there because it's only going to show people, it's only going to give people the wrong image. And there's so many foreigners who are trying to move to Japan because this is something that they've loved their whole life. Like people like me, people are just now getting the chance to be an adult, and these people are ruining it. I definitely think it's unfair for people who come solely because they know they're not going to stay long within the country come and act awry, because at the end of the day, a lot of Japanese people do see them as foreigners versus Japanese people. And whenever they have that mentality, they can't actually separate the people who do live within the country. And it makes it so much more for the people who do live in Japan to find a stable, to have a great image painted on themselves, which is why I completely oppose all the, like, if I was there, I'd probably cuss them out type of situation. Like, I don't like when people act stupid. Act like your parents are watching you in a lot of situations is how I see things, is how I think of things. The only time you don't need to act like your parent is watching you is like when you're in the club or when you're doing your private stuff in the bedroom. But other than that, it's like you need to have some type of image anywhere you go. And I don't know if that's just what my parents taught me and not other people. But I notice a lot of people don't act like that anymore. So bring back shame. Bring back that little thing that they close the head and the arms in and they just kind of like walk around. Bring all that back because people don't know how to act anymore and they need a very rude awakening. All right, this next one is going to be on the black guys that were dancing on the train at Fuji-Q. Um, this is from UTY Terebi Yama something channel. I can't read Japanese fully. I can't read Japanese much at all. But I just know that it was on the Fuji-Q maybe Express train line, and let's get into it.
富士急行線を運行する富士山麓電気鉄道によりますと、今月21日、YouTube や TikTok などに車両内の迷惑行為の動画が投稿されているのを確認しました。動画には外国人と見られる
Yeah, that's just ignorant right there.
他の乗客が近くにいるにもかかわらず、ダンスや手すりにつかまって懸垂のような動きをしている様子が映っています。
All right, that's enough of that. What's funny is because I think I saw a video of some like New Yorkers like getting like they were like getting lit on the train doing this exact stuff, and then the next day I see it in Japan. I'm like, oh cool, okay, New York. And when I saw that it was Japan, my heart broke. Why? Once again, because I like Japan. I don't want to have any of my rights or restrictions. Like I don't want to have extra restrictions on my freaking life out there. I think that like it's not like I'm thinking I'm better than anyone here, because well I am because I have common sense, but it's like I'm not trying to like bestow like a hierarchy like, oh, don't do this in Japan, don't do this in Japan. You're ruining the opportunity for so many people. And I would rather have people have their opportunities in the country be like more beneficial. Like people have more rights and more things to do. If you're a freaking immigrant within the country, which is basically what people who move to Japan are, let's get it right. Like let us have more things than less. So that's how I see it. I would hate to like be told I can't go on certain trains, or there's going to be like a foreigner only train or something like that, because it's just like, what if I live in Japan and I'm trying to get to and from work, and then this thing is packed with people who are trying to go see Shibuya Sky? Because can I not go sit where I used to sit last year? All right, I think this is actually a separate link. I thought this was the link for don't go on the Japanese trains and start dancing, because you could barely even eat on that thing on the trains. You can barely eat on the trains. You know how many times I've been starving and I'm just like, damn, let me sneak a snack. No, I get off at the train station. Even if it's not my stop, I eat, then I get back on the train, because it's just like a sign of respect. It's just like no one wants to smell the food you're eating. Nobody wants to hear you gulping all around doing all that stuff. Nobody want to hear you talking on the phone. They don't want to hear your music. They don't want to watch your videos. They just want to be peaceful. Now, do Japanese people break this rule all the time? Yeah, but guess what? They're gonna turn their eyes towards the foreigner all the time, and or first every single time. And do I find that fair? No, but that's not my place to make any fairness comments. Okay, so we're gonna skip over the next topic. Actually, I wanted to show the video of the people dancing at Iya Shrine, because that shit, it was hilarious, but it was pissing me off at the same time. Okay, so here's the reason why I'm laughing to it, because it's my favorite song. Two, why do I know the clip? Because I actually filmed this video already and I was unable to take it off my device to edit it. So I had to delete the whole thing. I'm not gonna do so much yapping. Don't do this. If you're not gonna call Azaman in the church, don't call Azaman at a shrine, because it has almost the same spiritual weight for Japanese people, since it is a belief system. I don't know if it's an organized religion, but it is a belief system that many, if not almost 90% of Japanese people do believe in. Like every single one of my friends, the first things they did with me when I got to Japan or got to the area was go to a shrine, whether that was in Nagasaki, whether that was in Aichi Prefecture, whether that was in Fukuoka, whether that was in Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, everywhere. I always went to a shrine first. Don't do that. All right, so the person that I just skipped, we're going to go to them now. I'm not going to put any pictures, anything. I'm just going to give you their social media name. You guys can go ahead and search their social media or whatever, because I'm not going to give them that platform. I don't want to do this to anyone, because this man like makes me like seethe every time I think about him. but his username, whatever the hell, is Scam Likely. And what he does is he saw like this flyer that said that, oh, Japan wants to reproduce with people and all that stuff, and he immediately went to Japan and like went on like a tour where he was just smashing girls. Cool, whatever. But my issue began when he started to mention things that sounded like borderline R wording people. When he started talking about how he would take the rubbers off without letting the girls know and try to like intentionally get them pregnant, and like was telling girls like his whole goal is to get some people pregnant. And I'm like, why would you try to create a broken family? Because as a person of color, you know how much weight that holds for so many people, and the first thing you're gonna go do in another country is live up to the image that a lot of people even have in the United States about us. That's stupid to me. That's one. Two, you're not telling these women that you're taking the protection off. What if you have an STD? Which he ended up catching. This man left with gonorrhea and chlamydia and a broken face. So why would you do that to poor women? Like, they didn't deserve that. And for him, he should have got more. But them girls didn't deserve that. Because how many girls did he give those diseases to before he found out? You know? Because he kept pulling the rubber off on girls. And I hate that. And then he ended up getting jumped or whatever. I don't care. He should have got more. Why? And I'm not instilling violence. I'm just saying, like, because I feel like people are moving like there's no consequences to their action. But I'm going to get to that point again a little bit further in the video. But that's basically what he did in Japan. He caught some diseases. He basically assaulted a lot of women over there. And I think that it is just atrocious that he was able to walk in and walk out that country and not face any repercussions for his actions. Because now he's just messing with RSOs, and my blood boils thinking about this guy. But that's all for that segment. Another thing I want to go ahead and talk about was some of the results of foreign tourist actions, or Meiwaku Gaikokujin, that we've seen this year, which literally is like the Fuji block and the Geisha district getting shut down. If you guys don't know, then I'll just go ahead and briefly talk about it for a second. Mount Fuji, they ended up putting like a huge like mesh blockage, like a very thick mesh. It wasn't like something you could just easily see through, because tourists were going in the streets and kind of trying to take this iconic picture of the Lawson with a mountain behind it. It's like a convenience store, guys. Come on. And then it got to a point where like they were just trying to make sure that people would stop going in the middle of the streets or stop creating like huge traffic blockages, because people who like frequent in the area, who live in the Kawaguchi area, I think it is, they needed to get to and from work, and people were like just blocking people's life. They were like making huge like disruptions in the area. So the local government got together and they decided to put a mesh blockage, which didn't work because people went there and started cutting through the mesh to get the iconic picture. You're not the first, third, second, or 150th. So why does it matter? So that you can say you did it too. At least you saw it. In my case, that's how I see it. Because if I'm not the first, or at least the first 100 people to do it, then why does it matter? Like, that's just so disgusting to think that people are going to see a rule and intentionally break it because they think they have that privilege over others. The Geisha district, to briefly talk about that, basically a bunch of tourists came. They're trying to be like, oh my God, Geisha, piece of history. Go and touch these women, go harass these women, chase these women, and just bother people who are trying to like go to work. Because a lot of geishas, it's just a lifestyle, but yes, it's a job for them. Imagine you working on Starbucks and somebody just run up to you with a camera and trying to touch on you. That's weird. So because of that, it got to a point where a lot of the geishas, Mayako, and Geiko were just tired of it, and then the local government within came to a decision where they were just going to ban all foreign tourists from that area. If you didn't live in that area, you were not allowed to go in there. I don't know how long the ban is for, if it's not indefinite, but yes. And all of these come to say that listen when people tell you no. No means no in any situation. We're not talking about SA situations only. If you hear someone tell you not to do something, don't fucking do it. If someone tells you not to bother them or disrupt their life, do not do that. All right, a couple more we've got. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the foreign man carving his name into the shrine. He's like a 65-year-old American man who ended up getting arrested because, oh my God, I love the document name. American jackass tourist arrested after carving his name into the gate at Tokyo's Meiji Shrine. So I actually ended up doing research on this the last time I tried to create this video, and this is like one of the last like dedications to talk about how Japan went from an imperial style to a modern style. So this is like kind of the monumental change for when Japan went from its old self to its new self that we currently love, right? So it's like, why would you try to brandish that? Who do you think you are to just go and like say, I'll put my name here, right? So his name is Steve Hayes. He went to Japan. Oh my God, that's crazy. He went to Japan on Monday and then carved his name on Tuesday and got arrested. You wasted money. 3 family members? Boy, them tickets be expensive sometimes. Imagine we spend like 6 bands to get there. All these hotels. Ooh, baby, you wasted your monies. It says, oh, and that video of Hayes being taken away, it was recorded around 4:30 in the morning, showing that the police felt the offense was serious enough to arrest him ASAP. They woke this man up out his sleep. This man's probably still dealing with jet lag, and they're like, locked up, you want to get let out, baby boy. Well, unk, I guess. Not my unk though. My family don't act like this. All right, we're on our second to last topic. I'm actually going to talk about this one rather than like looking at it on my computer because I don't have the link. I have to go look for it. I saw it on Threads the other day in reference to the American guy who was carving his name into the Meiji Shrine. But I saw a link that was talking about basically some people decided to go to a shrine in some kind of countryside area for tourists and just start smashing. And the thing that pissed me off about it the most is because they were old. Like, y'all could do so many other freaky things. And y'all go smash at a shrine. And then the local people, like, their response to it was like, I know there's not a lot of people here, but you still shouldn't do it. If you're scared of being caught, that's one thing. But you shouldn't do it at places like this. You're going to shrines. And a lot of shrines have like cemeteries in them too. You're going on some dead people bodies and getting your rocks off. And you're old. They were like in their 60s. So it's like, have you no shame? I don't know if they got arrested or if they got scolded, but basically the reason why anyone even found out was because somebody was walking in the area. It was like late at night, but I don't think y'all need to hear me say don't do it again. So y'all get the vibe. All right, and then this last one it's the Belgian bagpacker. Bagpacking is when you go to a foreign country. A lot of people have been doing this in Japan, in Korea, and in Thailand, I believe. And it's basically when you're a tourist and you go there with no money. You just sit down and beg like, oh, can somebody please sponsor me to feed myself for today or whatever. But basically this guy, and we're going on Reddit, this is a Am I the Asshole? And it's basically saying, I'm currently staying in Tokyo and was taking the Yamanote JR train to Shinjuku. The train was basically empty, so I found an empty seat. And as I was zoning out looking at my phone, I feel somebody poke me. Looking over, I saw another white male, and he asked me if I spoke English. When I said yes, he started to give me his story. He was from Belgium and said he was at the library today and lost his wallet. He called the police, and they told him he would need to go to a shelter. But he said all shelters are full, which was kind of the first red flag. As far as I know, Tokyo doesn't have a homeless shelter, let alone shelters. Then he asked if I could give him 5,000 yen so he could stay at a hotel, which I had, but was getting major BS vibes from him. So I told him I only had 3,000 and I was meeting up with some friends. He asked if he could have the money and he'll get off at my stop and I could go to the ATM and give him the rest of the money, which once again raised a flag. Because if he had no money, why would he waste more money going to a random stop? When I told him I didn't have my debit card, he went silent. Feeling massive awkward vibes, I decided to stand up and get off at the next station. As I got off the train, the guy shot up and got off the train almost like he was trying to follow me. Seeing that, I got back on the train last second before it left. I'm 99.9% sure he was on the train to scam me, mostly because he was in Tokyo. So why wouldn't he have a hotel or hostel booked? Also, he still had his cell phone, so he could have easily went on his banking app and got his credit card number and booked a place to stay. So am I the asshole for not giving him money? I heard that it was illegal to do this, so kind of stupid if you're gonna go be doing illegal stuff. I have about 10 links about this man. Basically what he does is he does this in Tokyo, then he goes to Osaka and do the same thing. He's been there for a few months, and as far as recently, he's been in Korea doing the same thing. So let's pull up another link. But I have a few Reddit posts where literally people are just coming up saying, I found him, he's in Osaka, he's in Tokyo, he's in Shinjuku, he's in this. And then we go to X right here, and we see a Japanese person talking about this guy. I received a DM from the victim. There we go, from the victim. So I spreaded the word. I was blackmailed by this Belgian self-proclaimed inside Tokyo Asakusa line station, and I was scared. I was so scared, so I ended up paying. So this poor person ended up paying for the 5,000 yen because he was just intimidating her or him, and that's just freaking sad. This has 5.9 million views, and they have pictures of this man. So once again, guys, Panhandling and begging people for money in Japan is illegal. I don't know about Korea and Thailand, but if you don't have the money to travel, literally don't. And the thing is, I'm actually going to be releasing a video soon. I recorded that one as well, but I didn't like how it came out, so I had to redo it. Talking about how you can affordably travel to Japan. I've traveled to Japan for $3,000 round trip, hotels included, food included, for like 3 weeks. I've traveled to Japan for where I've only spent like $2,000 in 2 months there. So like there's the possibility of traveling affordably in Japan. You don't need to actually think you need like $10,000 plus whenever you're traveling. But please do not go to Japan and think you're gonna beg your way through the country. That's just one of the most stupidest ideas ever. If you do see this guy, because he is currently on the visa run, which is why they found him in Korea, report him to the police because what he's doing is illegal. He's scamming a lot of people. Scamming obviously is illegal. Panhandling is illegal. And a lot of people are uncomfortable with what he's doing. Now, to sum up the video, all in all, Tokyo, Osaka, and all these places within Japan is not a playground. I know a lot of people, like there's a recent trend where people are like saying like, oh, I'm spending 42,000 yen because I don't know what a yen is. That's kind of the mindset that a lot of people have. It's like, they don't know what it is. This is a whole video game. Japan's not real. This is anime land. And they think they're entering a different like realm of reality where they don't believe in consequences for their action. But back in the day, people used to get beat up if they moved the wrong way. Now people don't fear consequences anymore. Please behave accordingly when you do go to Japan. If you're not behaving accordingly, you're setting a negative viewpoint for everybody who do actively live in Japan. And you're only making it worse for people in the future. And if you believe that people don't deserve to go to Japan, then just don't go. Don't try to create like don't try to be the person who ruins it for everyone just because of your own beliefs. Another thing that I did kind of like peep is I guess people are just trying so hard to be the next Johnny Somali. They want to be the first person to do something crazy, where you got people carving their names in Meiji Shrine. Yeah, they did it, done that. Guess what? They went to jail. They're climbing family marts. He should have went to jail. That's defacing property. They're carving bamboo. You're doing a lot of things. You're dancing at the shrines. I don't think that requires jail time, but the first girl who did the pull-ups, I know she got fined for it. Don't go and do things that parents wouldn't be proud of when you're walking in a different person's land. Oh, fear no consequences. Fear consequences. But just be mindful, guys, when you travel to Japan. I know a lot of people out there, so if you need like proper guidance on what to do out there, hit me up so I could put you in contact with them, all that stuff. I want everyone to have a positive, enriching experience in Japan, not act a fool. We can go ahead and enjoy time and act a fool in ways that are still legal if you'd like. That's all I have for you guys for today. So feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will be back with another one. Angie's out. Peace.